Hi, welcome back to engVid.com. I'm Adam. In today's video, we're going to learn non-English words. You're thinking surprise because this is an English video lesson. It's supposed to be about English. But in English, we tend to borrow a lot of words from other languages. We keep them as they are. We even keep their meanings more or less, but we'd like to apply them to many areas. So there's a lot of words. This is just a sample of the foreign words that we use regularly in English. Some of them have been changed to apply to other things besides the original meaning of the word. So, excuse me. First, let's start with the actual words. Tsunami, this is Japanese. Gungho is Chinese. Pro bono, Latin. Quid pro quo, also Latin. Prima donna, Italian. Je ne sais quoi, French. Deja vu, French. Faux pas, French. Du jour, French. Kaput, German. And guru is actually Sanskrit. Okay, so first I'm going to explain to you what the words mean, where they came from, and what they mean originally, and then how we use them in English. So we'll start with tsunami. Tsunami basically means harbor wave. So in Japan, after an earthquake, sometimes they have a lot of earthquakes, but sometimes they get a tsunami. It's basically a big wave. So the ocean, after the earthquake, sends a big wave and it covers the land. There was a big one a few years ago, a lot of damage. But we use this, again, to mean the same thing whenever there's a tsunami, whenever there's a big wave after an earthquake. But we also use it to talk about anything that's large and sudden. So for example, the whole world is facing a refugee situation now. A lot of people moving from all parts of the world to other parts of the world. And the countries that are receiving these refugees, they are facing a tsunami of refugees. So it's like a big wave of people, okay? So whenever you have a big sudden wave or whatever, a big sudden situation or a big sudden change coming at you, you can refer to it like a tsunami, okay? Gungho. So Gungho basically means very enthusiastic. In Chinese, it means basically part of a team or teamwork, but the way we use it in English, if we say that person is really gung-ho, means he's really enthusiastic, really eager, really wants to work hard. So if I work at a company and a new employee comes in, and I've been at this company a long time, I'm settled, everything, I do my work, I go home, but this guy comes in and he's so gung-ho that everybody's a little bit worried because he's making us look bad. He's too gung-ho. He's too energetic, too enthusiastic. So it's a very good word for that. Anytime you're ready to do something, you can do it gung-ho or you can do it casual. Pro bono. Basically, this means free. So I'm going to actually write this because these are a bit long to write. Free. So you see a lot of doctors or lawyers, when they start their business or when they're very successful and they can afford it, they do a lot of pro bono work. Means they'll go provide legal advice to somebody who can't afford it, or they'll do medical assistance to people who can't afford it. For example, they'll go around the world to poor countries and they'll help children, especially with medical situations, etc. So anytime somebody does something for free, but professional, like work, and they do it for free, it's pro bono work. Quid pro quo, something for something. We also have an idiom. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Okay, it means you do something for me, I'll do something for you. But when we exchange favors, for example, if I do some professional work for you, because I'm a lawyer, I will give you some legal advice. You're a designer, you will design my website. I don't pay you money, I pay you with legal service, you pay me with your design work. Quid pro quo. I do something for you, you do something for me. And this is also a very common expression. Okay, so now we're going to move to the Italian prima donna. Now, prima means first, donna means lady, so it's the first lady. So when we speak about the opera, the lead female singer is the prima donna, but we mean it as a woman or a person. It doesn't have to be a woman, it could be a man who's a prima donna, but it's somebody who's very temperamental. So let me write that for you. Someone who's temperamental is very moody, changes his mood or her mood all the time, always making demands that can't really be met. Somebody you don't really want to spend too much time with because they're a little bit over demanding and never satisfied. You might be more familiar with this word, a diva. Prima donna, diva, they're pretty much synonymous, but let's put it this way. When we call somebody a prima donna, it's not necessarily a good thing. A prima donna is somebody who always complains and is never satisfied and thinks he or she deserves more than they get. Okay, so that's prima donna. Moving on to the French. Je ne sais quoi means I don't know what. So when we're talking about something that's really, really good, and somebody asks us to explain why it's really good, and you know, there's something there. You can't really point to it. You can't identify it because it's a mystery, but it's there. So we say, well, I don't know, it has a certain je ne sais quoi. So you talk about like an actress or an actor or a person, any person, or you talk about a food or a fashion or an art. You know it's good, but you don't know why. There's just a certain mysterious element, a certain je ne sais quoi. We often use that word, certain actually. A certain je ne sais quoi. Okay? Deja vu. Deja vu is that feeling when you've already been somewhere or you've already done something or you've already seen something exactly like you're seeing it now. So you're in a situation and you walk into a room, for example, and you're like, oh my God, I feel like I've been here before. Do you know what I mean? Like it's so familiar, even though you've never been there, but it looks so familiar. It's like deja vu. Like in another life, you've experienced this already. Sometimes people say, deja vu, seen already. Some people say deja vu all over again, which is a bit of redundancy. It's saying the same thing twice, but people say it, just so you know. Deja vu, there's a movie also with Denzel Washington. He goes back in time and forward in time and back in time, so he keeps living the same moment, so it's deja vu. Faux pas. Faux pas is basically an error. Okay, but not like a mistake. It's an error in a cultural or a social or an etiquette way. Etiquette. So, for example, in a certain situation, you're not supposed to act in a certain way. If you're around rich people, everybody's in tuxedos and gowns. Sorry if I touched that. Everybody's in tuxedos and gowns, and you come wearing running shoes. That's a fashion faux pas. This is a very common fashion faux pas. If you see like the Oscars or any award shows, there's always going to be some sort of a newspaper or magazine saying, she made a faux pas, a fashion faux pas, very bad. But anyways, it's in a cultural or social situation. If you go to a very fancy dinner and the host serves you white wine with beef, with gravy, whatever, that's a bit of a faux pas because you should have red or whatever. So it's commonly used, but only in certain contexts. Du jour, of the day. So if you go to any restaurant, not any restaurant, but many good restaurants will have a soup du jour. Means soup of the day. Today's soup. Every day it's different. But we also use this in other contexts. For example, you have a guy who every week or every month you see him with a new girlfriend. So you make a joke. So who's the girlfriend du jour? Who's today's girlfriend? Because it always changes. We can say that with pretty much anything that changes regularly. What is the blank? Du jour. Okay? The German Kaput. Kaput comes from a card game, and the Kaput means the loser. But now we basically use it to mean broken or something that's not working. So for example, I have a fridge and it's broken down before, but I fixed it, and it's broken and I fixed it. And it's broken again and I go to fix it, but that's it. I can't fix it anymore. It's kaput. It's finished. It's done. It's never going to work again. Time to throw it in the garbage, get a new fridge. And guru. So originally a guru was a spiritual guide. He would help you along your spiritual journey, especially in Hinduism and in Buddhism, etc. But today we use this word to mean expert or somebody who's very good at something. So this person you should listen to. He or she can be your teacher. And also, it used to be only men. Now anybody can be a guru. So if you go online, you'll always see on the internet is full of gurus. They'll teach you how to make money. They'll teach you how to be successful. They'll teach you how to get noticed. They'll teach you how to start your business. They are gurus, financial gurus, marketing gurus. They know everything. You should listen to them. Okay, anybody can be a guru. Don't necessarily trust somebody just because they call themselves a guru. Anyways, so these are the words you need to know. Even if you know them in your own language, if you're a French speaker and obviously you know these words, keep in mind that they might be used in slightly different contexts in English. But they have, they have become part of the English language. So, if you like this lesson, I hope you did. If you like it and everything's clear, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, please go to engVid.com and ask all the questions you have there. There's also a quiz to make sure you understand the meanings of these words and expressions. And of course, come back again and see more great videos from all of us, and see you again soon. Bye-bye.